Hello, kindergartners! It's Miss Ronigan here for another great day of math with you. Today you're going to use that awesome smart brain of yours. You're going to need your fingers handy and your math workbook page nice and close. So let's dive in and keep growing our brains. Today we're going to talk about number partners. So this number right here is the number 5. You got it. We're going to make the number partner of 5. And you might have already known some different ways to make 5. But I'm going to show you some additional ways we can add numbers together with those number partners to make the number 5. It's pretty cool, and I can't wait to show you. So I have the number 2. Let's count out 2 circles with me. 1, 2. I'm going to put a line to separate these numbers. So next, I need to keep adding. So if I have 2, let's keep counting on. 3, 4, 5. What is my new numbers that I need to add on this side over here? Let's count these dots. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 dots. So my new way of my number partner for me to make 5 is 2 plus 3 equals 5. Ooh. All right, let's try some more ways that we can make the number 5, because let me tell you, it is pretty cool and there are so many different ways. So if I have the number 5, and let's start out with the number 1. So count with me, just one circle, 1. I'm going to put up my bar line so I know where it separates them. Now let's keep adding on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count how many circles are on this side for that new number. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to drag up my number 4. Awesome. So I have 1. I'm going to write my equation. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Cool. Now, if I were to change these numbers again, take a look here. I first started with 1 on this side, but I could have 4 on this side too. Let's switch it around. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. So I'll move my number 4. And I have 1 on this side. So before we did 1 on this first side, then we did 4, and now we're doing 4, and then 1. Does that still equal the same number? Is that still the same? It is. So instead of 4 plus 1, I could also have, instead of 1 plus 4, now I have 4 plus 1 equals 5, right over here. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So those two are reversed. They're opposite. This one starts with a 4 and then a 1. This one starts with a 1, then a 4. They have the same numbers, but they are written the opposite or a different way. So let's try that again with our first equation that we made to see if that still works. What do you think? Do you think it's going to work? Let's try it. So the first number I had before was the number 2. So I'm going to have 1, 2. All right, let me move these over here. I need my bar so I know where I can separate them. My next number I had was the number 3. Let's count 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. So if I had the number 2 and the number 3, does that equal 5 dots all together? Count them in your brain and give me a thumbs up if you think it does. Yes, it sure does. So I could write it as 3 plus 2 equals 5. Let's see all these different ways that we have to make 5. Right here, these are two of the inverse or the opposite. 3 plus 2 equals 5. The same as 2 plus 3 equals 5. Ooh. Now we have 4 plus 1 equals 5. The same as 1 plus 4 equals 5. So there are so many different ways for us to make that number. Let's try it one more time with a new number. Let's see. I'm going to move all of these over here to the side. I still have my dots. Let me move those ones over. If I had the number 4, that's the big number that I want to get my circles to equal to. I have the number 4. And if I want the number 3 to start with, so help me draw and count out 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my bar up. So I have the number 3 in my brain. Let's add on to get to that number 4. So 3, 4. How many dots do I have on this side? just 1. I'm going to draw my number right over there. So I can make the number 4 by making 3 plus 1 equals 4. I wonder, do you think we could do it the other way and it would work? Let's try. So here I have 3 plus 1. If I flip it around, that means I'd have the number 1 first. So if I have the number 1, I'm going to put my bar. Now let's count for 3. So I have 1, 2, 3. Let's count. Does it equal 4 altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the same as this number up here? It sure is. So I could write it the other way too. 1 plus 3 equals 4. What if I change these numbers a bit and I make the number, start off with the number 4. So let's count 4 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I have the number 4. And I'm going to add my line to my bar. How many more do I need to make that number equal 4? 0. No more. Because if I were to add another circle dot, that would make a bigger number. So I use the number 0 to show that there are no dots right up there. So I could say 4 plus 0 equals 4. What if I switched that one around too? So if I erase these numbers right over here and I clear my circles, and first I start off with 0 or no dots, 0 of them. Then let's count. How many more dots would I need to make that number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would need 4 over here. Let's see if that works out together. So I start with the 0. 0 plus 4 equals 4. It sure does. Look at those ways that we can make 4. I have another one. So we have the number 1. What about the number 2? I bet that could be added to another number to equal the number 4. Let's try it. I shall move these all to the side. Start off with 2. 1, 2. So I have my number 2. I'm going to put my bar up because I know that's the first number I'm going to do. Next, let's keep adding. So I have 2. Put that number in your brain and we're going to count on. 2, 3, 4. Let's count. How many is that? 1, 2 on this side. So I'm just going to write the number 2. So if I have 2 and I add 2 more together, that equals, let's double check by counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. It equals 4. All right, let's see if we can flip it around the other way. I wonder, will that other way also equal 4? Let's try it. So if I start off by writing the number 2, and I want 2 dots, count with me. 1, 2. Next, I need my bar so I know what number I'm going to add to this number 2. Let's keep counting. Count on. So 2, 3, 4. How many are this side? 1, 2. It's the number 2. That is the same. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. Wow, look at all of these different ways that we have to make the number 4. And we have even more that we didn't talk about that make the number 5. So just because there is 2 numbers together, you can flip them around and they might have the same answer or they might equal the same number. So today we're going to continue adding our numbers with different number partners. So those 2 numbers on each side are the partners that you add together. And whenever we add, we always make a bigger number. Awesome. Now we are going to switch gears a little bit. So I need your hands completely free because we are going to finger flash as fast as we can these numbers. But when we finger flash it, we freeze them. So ready, on the count of 3. First, I want you to start off by making those zeros. Okay, both your hands should be in big, tight fists right in front of your iPad. When I say 1, 2, 3, go, I want you to finger flash me the number 7. You mark? 1, 2, 3, go! All right, I hope you are holding up the number 5 on one hand, so all 5 of your fingers, and 2 fingers on your other hand. Double check. They could be any 2 fingers. They could be these 2 fingers, those 2 fingers, these 2 fingers, any of those 2 fingers, as long as you have 2 fingers. Do your hands, count them again, show 5 on one hand and 2 on the other hand for 7, Oh, good. So we could write this equation as 2 plus 5 equal how many? 7. Let's try another. On your mark, you're going to make the number 9. Get set. Finger flash it as fast as you can. Go! Ooh, take a look at your fingers. I want you to do it as fast as you can. Remember, we always like to use that 5 group first to really help us count fast. So do you have a 5, on this hand, 5 on one hand, showing all of them? Then do you have 4 on the other hand? Double check yours to see if they match. All right, let's write this equation together. So we'll start with the 5 group right over here. 5 plus 4, and that equals how many? 9. So we always like to start with and show our 5 group, whether we're writing or on our fingers, because then that 5 helps us count real quick in our brain. So let's do another one. This one is an even bigger number. This is the number, say it with me, 17. Did you know that you can make the number 17 on your fingers? Ooh. The first thing you're going to do when you make this number 17 is remember that the number 17 is the number 10 and, or plus, the number 7. So the number 10 and the number 7 make the number 17. So the first thing we're going to do when we make our number is make the number 10. So show me 10 on your fingers. All right, do they look like this? You should show me both hands. All right, the number 10. You're going to freeze it there. Because if we just flash it and be done, we won't know which number that is. So make it a 10, freeze. Now you're going to make your 0 again because next we need this number. This is the number 7. So we're going to finger flash that number 7. Ooh, awesome. Count your fingers again. Make sure you have that 5 group on one hand and 2 on the other hand for the number 7. So let's review. To make the number 17, we have the numbers 10 and the number 7. So first we start off with the 10 fingers. We freeze it, which means hold it there. And then we have to pull them back to make those zeros. Then we make the number 7, which are 5 on one hand, 2 on the other. And that is how we can quickly finger flash the number 17. All right, I'm going to do one more with you. And I want you to finger flash this one for me as fastly as you can. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Ooh, first we find the number, and this is the number. Say it out loud with me, the number 12. All right, I hope you're holding up 12 fingers. First we finger flash, and we hold it, and we make our next numbers. All right, let's remember that the number 12 is the number 10 and or plus the number 2. So first you made the number 10. So you made your 10 on your fingers. You freeze it there for a second. You pull them back in to make the zeros, and next you showed 2 fingers on one hand. Do your fingers, did they look like this when you finger flashed it? Ooh, I sure hope so. You can keep practicing and finger flashing many different numbers. You could go up to 19. You could go up in your 20s or in your 30s. All you have to do is make that first number of how many 10s there are and then do the next number. I bet you can do it. So now I want you to go find your math workbook. Find the page for today. It is Unit 3, Lesson 6, or on page 159. So find this math workbook page, open it up, grab a pencil, click the play button when you are ready to keep listening to the directions. Awesome, so I hope you have it right in front of you. The first thing you do is always the same. Pick up a pencil and write your name. You got it. Try to write that name as nicely as you can. What is my name again? It is Miss Ronigan. So I wrote Miss R. Awesome. Next, you know this number. Yesterday, we began writing teen numbers by writing number 11 and number 12. Today, we're going to practice writing the number 13 and the number down here, 14. So you have seen that teen numbers are made with 10 ones. That means you have 10 of them all together. We call this 10 ones. So we always know it's 10 and then some extra ones. So the number 13 is 10 and a 3. So we can add those together because then when they are written, we write that number, it's a 13. So today you're going to practice those two parts of the number 13 in the same way that you write the number 1 and the number 3. So when you write that number 1, you start at that blue dot right up there. You go straight down to the bottom, pick it up, and write the number 3. Touch the top, touch the bottom, just like these ones up here. First, go and trace every single one. Then make sure all of your lines are filled with your beautiful 13s. Don't let them float up in the air. Make sure they touch the bottom line and touch the top line. When you're done with your 13s, you get to practice your number 14s. Woohoo! These can be sometimes tricky, so make sure that you try your best and they're not backwards. The number 14 is the number 10 and the number 4. Awesome. So we are going to practice this number by writing it as 14. To make our 14, first we draw the 1. Make sure it touches the top, touches the bottom. To make our 4, we draw an L, straight line down. Make sure it touches the top line and the bottom line and connects right here at the middle part. Do every single row of your 14s. Do your best so they look perfect. When you're all done, you can flip it over. So right now, pause the video, keep practicing this page. When it's beautifully complete, flip it over to the next side and click play. All right, I hope you finished that first page as best as you can. Now we're going to do the back side. Woo-hoo! Look at all these great signs. On the back side today, we get to look at the sign and to decide what we need to do. Wow, we have definitely seen this sign before. This sign is a straight line down, straight line across, and it is the adding sign. When we add these signs together, we add them to make a bigger number. You can draw circles underneath. You can show them by representing them on your fingers, or you can count them in your brains. But look at the numbers. Take a look at the sign. It's adding those two numbers together. Write the answer in the box. Let's try one together. Ooh, I like this one over here. This is the number 4 plus 1 equals. Let's figure it out by drawing circles. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 circles. Next, I need another circle. On the other side, I only have 1. I put a space, or you can even draw a line so you know what sides the partners are showing. So let's count them all together. We can either put 4 in our brain, so that's the bigger number. Let's put in our brain 4. Add 1 more is the number 5. Ooh, neck, belly, straight line across. There's the number 5. Do that for every single one of your numbers that are adding together. Every number in the box should be bigger. It might be one of the numbers in the equation if there's a 0. Otherwise, that number should be different. Do your best. Make sure they're not backwards. When you're done adding all of these numbers at the top, next you get to look down here. Whoa, be careful. Because right here, it shows us a different sign. The sign right in the middle is just that straight line across. This sign means that we subtract, and our answer is going to be really tiny because it's going to be smaller. So if I have 1 circle and I subtract 0, so I take none of them away, how many circles do I still have? 1. But what if I have 5 circles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take how many away? 1. Let's count. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 left. All right, do your best. Subtract all of those numbers. You can draw them out underneath. You can draw them on a piece of paper. You can draw them on the side. You can even do it in your brain, or you can use your fingers. How cool that there are so many different ways for us to do math. So remember, you're going to subtract down below, add up above. Try to go as quickly as you can to get your math facts down. When you are done, double check your work that you have your very, very best work. And next, you can go on to finish the rest of your day. So far, you should have done your whole learning path. I hope you put those checkses on your boxes. Next, you should have had snack. And then you are just watching my math video. As soon as you are done with it, you get to cross off and make an X on this part for the Math at Smart Suite, which is where you are right now watching this video. You're going to finish your math workbook page. Put a X. You're going to finish your seesaw activity, and you are going to make an X. Don't forget, your seesaw activity should be done for your teacher's class by now because you are finishing it for math. Next, you're going to have lunch. Yummy, yummy, yummy in your tummy, tummy, tummy. I hope it is delicious. Then, After lunch, you get to start your specialist activities. They are always going to be on Seesaw, and today is Tuesday, so you are also going to Zoom with your specialist teacher. So don't forget who that's going to be and Zoom with them at your time with your class. Then when you're done with that activity, you can give it a really big X. Keep up the great work for today. I miss you and I love you.